You know, the scene that we're about to show you being described as a tsunami of ice. Fierce winds driving huge ice shoves as ice breaches the boom near Buffalo. Chunks of ice piling up as high as buildings along the shores of Lake Erie. And so we're going to talk about this now, bringing in Community Affairs Director Lou Paonessa. Lou, thanks so much for joining us. So first of all, we know that these ice shoves are sort of a natural part of the thaw that happens every single season. But what is the ice boom? Why was it put in place, and how does it work?
The ice boom is a series of steel cables and pontoons that's installed at the mouth of Lake Erie before it enters the Niagara River to limit the frequency and duration of ice runs that could choke the Niagara River, which could affect power production for the New York Power Authority and Ontario power generation, and also cause damage to shoreline structures.
So we're looking at images and pictures, a video of this boom, basically, and it looks like it's just a series of structures all strung together, kind of like a bracelet, like a charm bracelet. What happened with the wind event this Sunday?
Well, in particular events like this, when you have a strong southwesterly wind, the ice will push over top of the boom. It's designed to submerge, again, to limit the frequency and duration of the amount of ice that will pass over it. And in this particular case, it did submerge. Ice was coming over the top, and sometimes a few of the charms come off the charm bracelet. Some of the pontoons will come off, but it doesn't mean that the boom is broken because, again, it's steel cables that are attached right to the bottom of the lake.
So was there a breach at all? I mean, did ice sort of make it farther than it was expected to?
No, actually, the boom worked as designed. It temporarily submerged, allowed a certain amount of ice over the top, and is now resurfaced and preventing it, starting another stable ice cover behind it.
What kind of ice cover do you have this year? Is it thicker than usual? Did it form later in the season than usual?
It's probably an average type winter. The only difference this year is it tends to snow a lot and then it warms quickly and melts. So the ice hasn't completely frozen over Lake Erie this year. There have been times when there have been open water, and that's why, as you know, we're still getting lake effect snow. We tend to try and create stress fractures in the ice behind the boom anyway, because that releases some of the stress on the boom itself and allows the ice to be less coming over the top.
So interesting. Lou Paonessa, thank you so much for the time this morning and sharing that with us.